to the Empowerment Podcast. It is a blessed Sunday. I hope you guys are settling well into the month of March. We are at the Empowerment Podcast, and we're here with soulful talks, soulful conversations, soulful dialogues that will empower, inspire, and equip you. I am Nokubongwa Mkhabela, Miss Friday, and I'm never alone. How could I possibly be alone? I'm here with my girl.
Greetings, everyone. Happy Sunday. It's a new month. I hope you guys are doing well. I hope you guys are keeping well and keeping safe. My name is Thandazani Zulu, and you're going to be with us for the next few minutes, inspiring you with different conversations, deep, soulful talks that you'll be having in the next few minutes with an amazing guest. I'm going to let her to introduce herself. We're continuing on our topic that's covering excellence. Last week we had Ruzinto Zonke Zigalala, who spoke about her journey, and we have another story yet to tell this week, and the story is from Kgomotso Baloyi, and I'm just going to let her to introduce herself.
Thank you guys. Hi everyone, I'm Kgomotso Baloyi. I'm the child of God. I'm loved. I'm capable. Hallelujah. And I'm worthy.
Yes.
I'm worthy, and I can do anything that I tell my mind I can do. And that's about it. That's me.
Great stuff. Kgomotso, I'd like us to tell, I'd like you to tell us more about yourself. Like, what do you do? Where do you come from? What do you stand for? And also, under the topic excellence, what does that mean to you?
Okay. I'm Kgomotso. I'm 29 years old this year. I grew up in Soweto, Shawela. I'm a PK. And I think that personality has been with me since until now. Mm-hmm. And when I say the PK personality, I mean the one that you always want to do something. You always want to be creative. You always want to break free. You always want to do stuff that people say you cannot do. So I have that personality and that character. What do I do? So I work for an insurance company as a reporting specialist. So I report on complaints. I fix system errors. I also fix errors that were caused by an agent or a person, and I report on those. Another thing that I do at work is I'm in charge of the medical ACEs. And then besides work, I run a clothing company, printing and branding company called Kgomotso Baloyi. But I started printing when I was very young. And yeah, that's what I do. And when it comes to the matters of excellence and everything that I can say that excellence is an attitude before it manifests into what people see. Mm. So it starts from an attitude. It starts from consistency. Your attitude should, Soulful is excellence, because if I can provide you with the service timelessly, consistently, whenever you want my help and I'm there, then it means that I'm excellent in the service that I'm giving you. Mm-hmm. So it's an attitude, and it's also consistency. And what do I stand for? I stand for everything Christ. Yeah, that's me.
Oh goodness, I like that. And what I don't think coming for it, and we're getting to a space, everyone is like,
and forget about other things that may work. But I know that in a few years to come, I might feel that I'm tired of doing the same thing over and over.
Right.
And then I'd start questioning my purpose. I'd question maybe what is it that I want to do going. You can look at yourself as someone who wants to explore creativity, because what I noticed about a lot of young people is that we are very creative, but because we don't operate with the correct attitude and we are and the Bible is very clear about your talent putting bread on your table. It's very clear and it's the truth. But then we lose ourselves looking at what my 9 to 5 can pay me, and then we forget about purpose at the end of the day. So when it comes to excellence, attitude still takes number one level, because if you don't have the correct attitude, you will forget yourself as well. So I am my client. Number one is me, because if I don't take care of this client, then I'm not going to satisfy my second client, who is my 9 to 5. So I have to take care of me first client, so that I can fulfill my duties for my second client. So that is also, that's the attitude that we should have as young people.
So I was looking in scripture for Bible characters that stand out in terms of excellence, and I found Daniel. In Daniel chapter 6, the Bible records that Daniel had the spirit of excellence. The spirit of excellence was found in Daniel. And I remember, Kgomotso, you spoke about having an attitude of excellence, and the spirit of excellence is doing things well. It is doing things decent and in an orderly manner. It's about doing something and asking the question, would God be pleased with this work? Yeah, Soulful Talks, we are giving you guys some tips on excellence. We are equipping you guys so that you are excellent people. Now, my question is, please take us through how Kingdom Blueprint came about. What or who inspired your brand?
All right. So I started knowing about printing about, let's say 7 years ago. And then I was interested in that, and I used to help my church with printing T-shirts, for like worship team, ushers, etc., etc. And then there was a poetry movement that I was part of, and we did a lot of T-shirt selling, T-shirt printing, and that's when I got inspired. And my passion for kingdom wear basically started in 2017, when I decided that my wardrobe would be full of clothes that glorified God. So that's how I was inspired. And then in 2018, that's when I started, and my business was official in 2019.
Okay.
Oh wow, that's so brilliant. I like the parts where you said I'd like your wardrobe to be filled by things that are Christ-like. Thank you so much for inspiring us, and I believe that our listeners are learning a thing or two from you and from your very, very inspiring story. I'd like to ask, do you have any role models? Do you see the need of having one? Do you have any mentors or people that you look up to, people that you seek advice from? Because I personally believe that you have to associate yourself with people who have walked the journey. It might happen that it might not be the same journey, but maybe let's just say generally, like people who've walked the journey in business. Maybe you could learn a thing or two from them. People who've walked the journey when it comes to your career. Do you have anyone or like someone that you're looking up to, or people that are inspiring you to excel in all that you do?
All right. Let me start with the mentoring part. So I believe in connections and relationships. So I have different mentors for different things, but an all-rounder is my dad. He mentors me as far as work ethics are concerned, on how to tackle issues. It's rather a professional type of relationship that I have with him. And then I also have work mentors and financial mentors and. So I have different people for different sectors. But my dad, I can say that he does all round. And then for people I look up to, like your role models and all that, I have a role model, and that's Cora Jakes Coleman, TD Jake's daughter. I look up to her. I love her prayer ministry. I feel like she's a prayer warrior than she is a preacher, and that's what I identify with. I'm not a public speaker or anything like that. I don't mind the stage either, but I prefer behind the scenes. So I really identify with her. I feel validated with the kind of person that she is. And that's about it. She's the only role model that I have that I look up to and follow. So yeah, the importance of role models though, I think they paint a picture of where you want to get, and that helps you want to move towards the right direction. Some do bad, some do good, but the whole picture and you being a part of a bigger picture, I think that's how one should identify to role models. And to mentors, the importance of mentors, I feel that they are important because they keep us on track. They are like your accountability partner. Although in an ideal world, we would want our mentors to check on us and us check on them. But in a realistic world, I feel like the mentee should go to the mentor and, ask questions and check on the status quo. So the importance is just to be accountable. They hold you in check and they inspire you to do great and they talk sense into you. Mentors also are important because they don't put emotion in situations. They are outside the situation, whereas you find yourself in a situation when they are outside the situation, and so they can advise you from an eagle's eye view. So yeah, that's why they're important.
Sure. Yeah, you mentioned that you love connections, and I do know that you have friends, you have colleagues, you have people that you've partnered with in ministry, you have your family. Now, I would imagine that people may come to you and ask for unreasonable discounts with the whole Kingdom Blueprint thing. So I want to know, what is the importance of standing your ground, in order to maintain excellence?
Okay, my mom calls me, she says that I don't take bribes. So, I wouldn't succumb to that. So, it's when it comes to consistency and, okay, like I said, excellence to me is consistency and attitude. So if you are consistent in the type of brand that you are trying to run with, then you have to also be consistent in the income that is coming in. The business is a risk, and we all know how business goes. There are ups and there are downs. And if you want to give discounts and you want to please people and all of that, then you won't be consistent in your dream. It's sort of like you are selling yourself short just because you want to please someone. There are times where you would offer a gift. There are times where you'd give reasonable discounts here and there, but it's not a norm. It shouldn't be a norm. So stand your ground and know that if you are consistent in the product that you're making, you also have to be consistent in the returns. There's no game about it. It's just straightforward. If you're consistent in the brand, you're consistent in the money as well. Yeah.
Sure.
I like that. Wow. I don't want this interview to end because I feel like I keep on grabbing a lot of things. I'm writing things down even wow, this is super inspiring. And you stated that you have a full-time job, you have a branding company, and you also have YouTube. And I'd like to know that how do you keep up with everything and try to maintain that level of excellence that you're giving each and every single thing that you're doing, or every single thing that you're part of? This might require too much from you, or this might require that much from you, your area or something. And how do you manage it?
Good question. So when I introduce myself, I say, depending on the audience, I usually say that I create processes and systems to make life easy. Make ministry easy, that makes social life easy, and that make my life personally easy. So what I do, my life is in two parts. One chunk of my life is all about Christ. So if it's a podcast, YouTube, the business, ministry, the movement that I'm running, the network that I'm running, everything is Christ-centered, including my church as well. And then the only part that is aside would be my 9 to 5. So I when I look at it, I don't have much to do. I only have 2 things to focus on. And that's Christ addiction that I have. And that encompasses the t-shirts that I'm printing, that encompasses everything that I talk about on social media. And then there's this just part of my life that is work. So I won't say that I do much to make everything go in order, because I'm only focusing on 2 things in my life, really. So that's the best way I can answer this question. And I hope I'm making sense, that content remains one content because I'm a Christ addict. So everything is Christ-centered, and then work becomes work. I hope I'm making sense.
Yeah. You do make sense.
Definitely.
Yeah. I mean, this is
so
you mentioned
it's
like
systems and processes that I've put in place.
Yeah. When you mentioned that you have a Christ addiction, I just thought like this is an addiction that needs no rehab. Can I get an amen? Yeah.
Amen.
It needs no rehab. And now I saw this quote. It says that excellence is not a destination. It is a gradual result of striving to do better. Now, with that said, I want to ask, what would you say are your secret ingredients to achieving excellence in what you do?
Okay. So my first secret ingredient is the morning. Like every morning is my morning to be creative, my morning to think. I usually do my morning devotions around 6 a.m. to 7 a.m. And then after that, from 7 a.m., after devotion, it's like a whole new world of creativity just comes up. So that would be my first one. The second one is to write things down. I write things down. I write everything down. And also compensating for your limits, your limitations. So I know that I'm forgetful, and that's because I'm always busy. So what I do is that I write things on my book, and then I also write things on my notes on my phone. So if there's something that I have to attend to, I write it on my phone, and I know that I always go back to my notes to check what is it that I have to do. Did I promise someone something? What is it that I have to deliver on? So I have created a compensation for my limits. So now that pushes me to be consistent and excellent because I deliver on time. So another thing would be an example for compensating for my limits would be that I'm not a public speaker. However, I do strive in heart-to-heart conversations, one-on-ones, and all of that. So I know that in the morning, if there's anyone that I need to encourage or speak to, anybody ask me a question, then I know that in my mornings I do that. But you wouldn't now expect me to go preach at some church. I'm not that person. Yeah. So the first thing is the mornings. I hope it opens a whole lot of creativity for me. And then the second one is to compensate for my limitations. So I write things down so that I don't forget. And then I prefer one-on-one conversations. That's where I thrive. And with one-on-one conversations, I also take that to my clients. If my client wants a t-shirt, but they don't know how to go about it, I dedicate my morning to helping the client, and that helps her. And yeah, so those are my 3 ingredients. Write things down, focus on your mornings, do things early, and compensate for your limitations. Yeah.
Yeah, write the vision, make it plain. This is golden, y'all. This is golden. Now, we've come towards the end of the show. Please do tell us, how can people contact you? Just give us your contact details so that people are able to reach you.
Okay, so I'm Kgomotso Baloyi on Instagram and on Facebook. That's where people can get me. Kgomotso Flames Baloyi, Kgomotso Baloyi, and also on YouTube, Kgomotso Baloyi. And for the business, the name of my business is Kingdom Blueprint. We do Christian wear, but we also customize and focus on brands and printing. So if you have a brand, you come to me. So that's Kingdom Blueprint on Facebook, Kingdom Blueprint _ on Instagram. And then if they want to place orders, can I leave my number here?
Yeah, you can.
Yeah, sure.
It's 081 049 8113. 081 049 8113. That's my business WhatsApp number.
Thank you.
Oh, wow. Thank you so much, Kgomotso, for joining us. I'm so sad that it's coming to an end of our show, but we've been enjoying your presence. And thank you so much for gracing us with these amazing skills and things that you have shared, advices. We really, really appreciate your time. Most importantly, happy Sunday to you, and have a blessed month filled with more blessing, more opportunities that you can even create for yourself. Keep on being creative and keep on living your life to the fullest. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you to everyone that tuned in. Thank you so much to our guest, Kgomotso. To engage with us, kindly follow us on Instagram at Empowerment Podcast. On Facebook, we are #Empowerment Podcast. On WhatsApp, you can WhatsApp us your feedback. You can share with us your testimonies, and we'll read them out here on Soulful Talks. The WhatsApp number is 065 615 6641. I'll repeat it. It's 065 615 6641. And we are on TikTok. At TikTok, it's at Empowerment Podcast. On YouTube, we are Empowerment Podcast. And remember that we are here to empower, inspire, equip you from Monday all the way to Sunday. We love you guys. Have a blessed, beautiful Sunday. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.